Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lifestyle with Dr. Mobi. I'm Dr. Mobi, and today we are honored with great guests. Let's welcome her. Hello, how are you doing?
I am great, Dr. Moby. Thanks for inviting me today.
Okay, well, thank you for coming at short notice. And also tell me about yourself. So, give us your intro.
Yeah, so my name is Janie Charlot. I am a family nurse practitioner. I specialize in weight management. I'm out here in Atlanta, Georgia. Recent author of a book called Capacity to Love and Awakening to Unconditional Love,
Mhm.
a podcaster, and a mother as well.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
All great things. See, you
Yeah.
can you
Yeah.
can do so many things, and which makes you super. So, also tell me a little bit about your passion for, holistic medicine, and you mentioned about weight loss.
Yeah, so I'm a strong believer that life is all about balance. It is
Hmm.
about balancing our mental, physical, and spiritual. And so I believe that we are fully equipped with everything already on the inside of us to take care of our bodies on all
Hmm.
levels, mental,
Hmm.
physical, and spiritual. So I
Hmm.
think that if we look at that from a holistic standpoint and we try to maintain that whole balance, in
Hmm.
mind, body, and soul, that we can live longer lives. We can live healthier and happier lives. We can have more meaningful relationships. And I think that is the secret to a long, healthy life is balance.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and that is so true. So there are aspects of, our life which a lot of people probably don't know is that, diet is one, or eating a healthier diet. And then we talk about activity, which is exercise or activity level walking or movement. And then the third will be sleep, you know. So I
Yep.
think we'll touch base on also three aspects which are so important to your well-being. And because healthy living is not just during daytime, it's also when you sleep. And
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
those are all related. One third of our sleep will define one third of our life, assuming 8 hours out of 24 hours. and
Absolutely.
that and
Absolutely.
that is a big thing. So tell me a little bit about, so we'll start with, what happens, walk us through when you wake up, what would you do?
Before I even get out of bed, I pretty much have a meditation routine where
Mm-hmm.
I center myself. I
Mm-hmm.
first of all go into gratitude. I definitely try to, in
Mm-hmm.
thought and mind, name and rattle all those things that I am in gratitude and grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
I spend a little time in evaluating the actions that I need to take for that day. And I like
Mm-hmm.
to do this because it puts me in control of my day versus my day taking control of me. So I
Mm-hmm.
have a plan already before I get out of bed. And then I go about my day. It depends on where I'm at as far as meals, but sometimes I do intermittent fasting. So I'll normally have just water and I break my fast probably around noontime. And I
Mm-hmm.
usually do a light lunch. I'm actually at a point where I'm eating probably just one meal a day. And that's just through my own spiritual development, my own body development right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I work. I do my work. I
Mm-hmm.
try to stay hydrated. I take water with me to work. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, in the evenings, I come home. I have a nice dinner with my family. I like
Mm-hmm.
to sit at the table with my family. We
Mm-hmm.
pray over our food because it is also food is very vibrational as well. And the words
Mm-hmm.
that we speak over the food that we want it to do within our bodies is very, very important. So we create an energy around our food. We
Mm-hmm.
have gotten into a culture where we're very fast paced. We're eating in the cars, we're eating on the go. So I
Mm-hmm.
make sure that we have a dedicated time to sit and create a positive, healthy energy around food. And
Mm-hmm.
I get plenty of sleep. I get at least 8 hours of sleep each night,
Very
religiously.
nice, very
Yeah,
nice, very nice.
yeah,
So, so I think you do very nicely. Very important points. One is gratitude. When you wake up, so we all feel that we are blessed and that we have another blessed day today, and we're blessed that we are up, and
absolutely.
also
Yeah,
so you know so that is very important. I think you do the right thing. That kind of feeds such a positive energy throughout the day for you.
it
And then,
does.
and what about, do you have any breakfast or you don't?
So that's what I was saying. It just depends. I've been on different plans because I usually like to just alternate for my body.
Mm-hmm.
But currently, I am on an intermittent fasting, so I drink mostly
Mm-hmm.
water. I may
Mm-hmm.
have my coffee. I like my coffee, and then I
Mm-hmm.
do break my fast usually around lunchtime, around 12 noon for me. Um,
Okay.
and then when I'm working from home, I get in my physical activity around 2 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
which is quite different because I used to get my workouts in early in the morning. And I'm just going with nature as nature is changing my patterns right now.
Mm-hmm. So you're basically doing with that. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your advice to for people about who wants to do breakfast.
Oh, I think breakfast is great. I think it should just be light. I think it should be healthy. There's no. I think you have to listen to your body more than anything. And
Mm-hmm.
what I have learned over the years, it's not that you have to follow one diet or the other. It is the
Mm-hmm.
intention on what you're doing each day. That's most important, and that is what your body listens to.
Yeah, so the what you're saying is the routine is important than just one day thing. So
Yeah,
whatever you're going to do, that's going to matter how you're going to be successful on, right?
exactly. It's about why are you doing what you're doing? Like, why do you want to
Mm-hmm.
maintain a healthy lifestyle? Why do
Mm-hmm.
you want to move your body? Why
Mm-hmm.
do you want to say
Mm-hmm.
gratitude or positive affirmations in the morning? It's your
Mm-hmm.
why behind your actions. And that why has to be meaningful and purposeful for it to become a lifestyle for you.
Yeah, and that is very important because a lot of people don't understand that. Yeah, these are for rest of your life or for long term. It is not one day thing, or it's not going to be a short term. I mean, it works both. So if one day you're not capable of following your routine, don't worry about that because
Exactly.
so it works both ways. But important thing is go slow, steady, and there's always wins a race, right?
Exactly. That is so true. Yeah. Slow and
So,
steady wins the race.
yeah. So, and also I would like to know from you is, do you plan what you're going to eat when you break your fast?
Uh, Most times, yes. I know how certain foods work in my body now. I'm accustomed to certain foods. So for me, yes. I normally just try to have a fruit and like a small protein, maybe like nuts,
Mm-hmm.
um, to break my fast. But most often I eat around the same types of food. Um, so at home, I'm just fortunate enough that My partner, he loves to cook, so he keeps dinner very exciting at home.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's very nice, very nice.
yeah.
And so, do you actually kind of pay attention to those how much protein, carbs, or those calories or portion you eat? How do you decide?
Yeah, so I like to say that we have to be very conscious of what
Hmm.
we are intaking.
Hmm.
I tell people that you definitely want to stay away from sugary and salty foods. You definitely
Hmm.
want to eat more fruits and vegetables. You definitely want to take in those high energetic foods. And of course, those are
Hmm.
foods that are grown in the soil that need the sun because you are taking in that energy from the sun as well. So when you eat
Hmm.
foods that are not alive, and I'm not saying that you have to eat a certain way or not. I think you have to listen to your body. And that's what I really teach and coach. Listen to what works for your body. Some
Hmm.
people could eat red meat and have no problems with it. Some people cannot digest it. So you have to listen to your body. I just highly recommend to eat those high energetic foods because this is what is fueling you. When we eat
Hmm.
foods that have no energetic value, it makes us tired and sluggish.
Okay. So then you're saying that you need some foods to keep you going, but the question is if you can burn those or not.
Correct. You know, a diet that a 20-year-old athlete is going to be very, very different from, let's say, a 45 or 50-year-old postmenopausal woman, right? So,
That's true.
again, it is very personal and you have to understand your own body. So, what that 20-year-old athlete can eat, I mean, he could eat maybe 3,000 calories and burn it sitting down,
Yeah.
where that 45 to 50-year-old postmenopausal woman, her metabolism has slowed down significantly. So she cannot eat the same
Hmm.
calorie count. So I tell people you have to stay in your own lane. You have to run your own race on this health journey, and you have to
Hmm.
have a relationship with your own body. And
Hmm.
even in a step further, even your genetics play a part. You need to know genetically what foods work better in your body, in your digestion, and your respiratory. Some people produce more mucus, and there are mucus forming foods. So you have
Hmm.
to know what foods work for you, and that is by having a relationship with yourself and your body.
Hmm. And that is important. Not all the diets will work for everyone, and not all
Keto
the plan.
won't work for everybody. The Mediterranean diet won't work for everyone. And that's why balance
Hmm.
is very, very important. Because with weight management, I see that a lot of emotional and spiritual barriers show up or manifest in the physical body. So a
Hmm.
lot of weight gain has a lot of emotional components linked to it.
Hmm. That is true. Stress brings carb craving. So,
Yes.
and, and it's a comfort food. So then that's so true. You have to address both, and
Yes.
it won't help anyone if you don't. The other thing is about certain if foods have make us happy. So I'll get the happy food, great carbs,
Yeah.
good. Then
Yeah.
there then there
That
are then there are starchy foods which will fill you up pretty quickly, fat containing, and then there are proteins which satisfy, and people quit eating. So
right.
the balance depends on what you want. So people who are really really into cravings, so I would say, normally I tell them cut down your carbs, add more protein and fat, and
Yep.
those, if they are more, if they have control, then they can use little carbs for sure. Okay.
Right.
But
Exactly.
also depends on is that the more natural you stay, the better you are.
Oh, definitely. Because I'm there's even now with the different craves that are out, even, vegan, some of it is highly processed.
Hmm.
And so I do recommend as natural and whole foods, meaning one ingredient that you can take, is always better for you.
Hmm. And a lot of people actually are not paying attention, but it is interesting that nowadays if you ask, oh, did you eat apple or something, they give you small apple thing and they say, oh, this is apple. I said, no, this is not apple. Apple means natural. You need to eat the natural food. Okay, it's not
Yes.
not the extract. We don't need extract, so
Right.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, exactly. Or, how the apple turns into apple sauce, or yeah,
yeah, yeah.
totally. Yeah, exactly.
And
Whole
so
foods, whole
the
foods,
whole food, yeah, the
whole
real
foods.
food. So
Yeah,
and don't put stuff over it, so people add a lot of chocolate or things over it and then the whole food is gone. So you don't
exactly.
have to do that. You don't, I mean, for taste, yeah, but if you keep doing it, it destroys the natural. So I said, look at the apple. That has a very natural architecture in terms of fiber and also in terms of your composition, and that
Exactly.
composition is changed. And
Exactly.
our body reacts very differently to those high sugars because
Or
human body
unnatural
is not,
food.
yeah, yeah.
Unnatural
and
food. Yeah,
and
because
I,
I'm a strong believer. We were created to be able, the enzymes to be able to digest natural food. Some things we don't have to digest, and when food is highly processed, we don't have those enzymes to break that down, and that's why we get stomach aches and we get colon issues and bloating and so many other side effects.
I think gluten is the main example. So I think too much gluten, fructose would be another issue of it.
Fructose
So
for sure. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
for sure, because your
Yeah,
body cannot handle such loads of it. I think the
exactly.
problem is the amount. Maybe for small amount you can handle things, but once you give such a high doses of things, it become poison for our body.
I agree. And I think that, we somehow, in the food industry, we've lost our way. I
Hmm.
feel like we are mass producing
Hmm.
food of low quality now. Um, and, we do have a lot of still farmers markets out there where you can get really good, natural, whole food, but it's becoming less and less.
And I think the problem is with with I think the time is another thing. So one thing we emphasize also is mindful eating. So people,
Yes.
you take your time, enjoy your food. If
Yes.
if you eat quickly and without thinking and without enjoying it, 90% time you'll eat more, and then also you don't know what you ate. So
Yes. Mindful or conscious eating is what I call it, is very important. And, I even take it a step forward, like a step past that. And I really speak words over my food, um, on what I want it to do within my body, because that's powerful.
yeah, no, that is very nice if you pray and do things for, so you're appreciating, you're taking time to get to the food rather than being in somewhere in drive-through and by the end of drive-through you're going to finish your food and leave. So I think because the food industry has changed to that notion, they're trying to come up with quick fix so you can have 1,000 calories or some big amount of calories in a very short time. But
Yep,
problem is our body is stunned with that kind of approach
it
because
is.
it does not know, our body doesn't know what to do because That's I think in my opinion really bad for our body. So.
I agree with you. I agree with you, and I think, like you said not long ago, we have to slow down and appreciate our food when we're taking it in. And
Mhm.
you probably know, you're in the medical field. People really rush through their food; they gobble it down and on to the next thing. And we really have to try to change that culture.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and this can really kind of harm and damage, and a lot of damage to liver, heart, and other organs. So
Exactly.
those are then people say, okay, we gain weight or whatever. So this is, I think, what happens if you do that. So it's very well you pay attention to those and kind of work with that.
Yes.
And any final thoughts you have for us? So.
I think most important is for people to understand that you have to have a desire to live
Mhm.
your healthiest version, and until that desire supersedes your current unhealthy habits, you're going to be on a roller coaster ride. So the desire to want to feel and look and be your healthiest version have to supersede your
Mhm.
current habits of, whether you're overeating or you're, under eating, or you're not being physically active, or, emotionally unbalanced, whatever it
Mhm.
is. The
Mhm.
desire to want to live your healthiest version have to be higher and supersede those unhealthy habits that you currently have. And until that happens, there's no lifestyle change.
That's true. And so it has to come from within that you want
Absolutely.
to understand. And basic understanding, as you said, is a process. It is not one day thing, it's not 1 month thing. You have to live with it. And then same way, if you make wrong decision also you have to live with it, unfortunately too. So those are very important aspects. And pay attention to sleep and walk, or don't sit idle. I think
Right.
sitting disease is the biggest disease we face, and
I
that is.
totally get some movement in, get some sunlight. Sunlight is very important, and have some positive relationships, because connection and having those real relationships that are based on value is very, very important for longevity as well.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, well, thank you for coming to our show, and it was wonderful talking to you. And
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks. Take care.
take it.
Bye bye.